Okay, so checked your match history. The one thing first thing I noticed is why do you have tenacity in this game?
Uh, I was just autopiloting, to be honest. It was I was not paying attention to the enemy team composition that game, so I went tenacity. But I should have gone probably like sudden impact or um something else in the domination room.
You could have gone alacrity, or yeah, you can go domination with like eyeball and what's it called? I forgot what it's called. The one that stacks your tier faster. But in
Mhm.
general, I like this page too. It's just your tier stacks less slow, but you have more sustain. But yeah, so
Yeah, there's a
oh
lot of things that I did wrong early that I think. So my bot lane I wanted past bot because exhausting that on both sides. So it's obviously whoever gets ahead first is gonna snowball.
yeah, pathing bot is definitely good here. You have Leona Samira versus Zyra Tristana. Zyra's pretty
Yeah.
much dead on every single rotation. You could also path top, but I think pathing bot is a safer play. Hecarim likes 2 points Q into red side, so I'd also like start blue this game. I'm
Yeah,
assuming you
no,
just
I have a problem. Sometimes I notice that I do not pan my camera well at all when I'm clearing because I have short fingers, so it's hard for me to reach my F keys. And it's a little weird.
gotcha. You could like edit your stuff, but I guess yeah, I'll take some getting used to. I think this dies by the way. Try to pull a bit more your blue
Okay.
here. Utilize the patience bar if you can, because like
Hmm.
at this point you should be aware of your auto damage and your Q damage, right? There's only two ways for you to do damage level one: autos and Qs.
Yeah.
So your Q is about like 80 or 79, I believe, and your
Hmm.
auto is about like I think a bit over 70. So you should be able to
Okay.
calculate that your auto Q here is gonna kill it with the burn 21 x2, right? On this patch, tomorrow's
Hmm.
gonna be I think 16 level one.
Okay.
So this dies right here.
Okay.
Since your thing didn't tick right now, it's gonna die here to the next one, but that's okay. Last thing with Q is fine as well. So you're in the habit
Yeah,
of like
no.
utilizing your patience bar and just understanding your mixed damage, how to distribute your damage, and how to last hit your cap.
At that point, I was pulling that up towards the top more because I didn't know if Rengar was going to do a cheese level 2 invade on me with red buff because I saw that he started top side. So I was pulling it towards the top so that if he did invade me, I would have time to react and smite, then potentially get out as well.
Did you hit the blast cone level one?
I don't
If
believe so, no.
Yeah, you should definitely hit the blast cone then. If you think
Okay.
that's what's gonna happen, yeah, you never hit it. So I guess you got no, you got here good enough time. You could have hit it, but it's okay. Just to get a habit of hitting that blast gun, like for Master E players and like Vanguard players who go like red to potential invade.
Mm.
So we have their blue buff forwarded. We know he started red side. 2 points Q. Again, same concept here. You definitely pull a bit more, and obviously I'm only saying this because it's like every single camp. Every single camp you can pull a bit more. Just go in the practice tool, start practicing more on pulling, utilizing the patience bar. Next patch, the auto attack range on your camps will be a bit lower, so they'll come closer to you. So it'll be even more useful to pull your camps to the maximum degree. Like basically just limit testing your pulling of camp. So Rengar
And
still hasn't showed your
mhm.
bot lane dies, you should definitely either have a ward for this brush here or just pull to this brush because you definitely get invaded here. Luckily for us, he's
Yeah.
just full clear, and I believe he shows on so we're showing.
Yeah.
Just like get into the habit of pulling here at the bare minimum because you're way too close to the
Okay.
brush here. If you're invaded here, you have no vision. You walk through like raptors here, you'd be
Okay.
definitely dead. So
Mhm. You know, then I have a question as well. So
go ahead.
if I was painting my camera like I should have been, but I didn't, and saw that they were fighting level 2, would it have been better for me to take a point into E at level 3 and then just run straight down bot to try
No.
and influence it? Okay.
No, on Hecarim, you never do that. In lower elos, you should always just play to get yourself ahead. If you're playing
Okay.
a different champion, like, I don't know, Trundle, Nunu, champs you don't really want to full clear on, Zinzao, then you would definitely be, you know, not going, like, I've seen, like, Elise and Kha'Zix players go 2 points Q instead of going a point in E. Same concept, yeah. Those champions, you can definitely go for a kill, but Hecarim is, like, once your 2 points Q, you're basically committed. Or, I mean, you just basically want to full quit off repeat on Hecarim because he moves around the jungle so fast and stacks his Q so easily, so you can clear a lot faster. But I get what you're saying. I would honestly never level 3 gank on Hecarim ever, no matter what elo I'm playing in. I'd rather just secure myself in early game lead and go from there. So obviously, again, if Rengar's in this brush, you're 100% dead. You don't have flash, you don't have a point in E. So play off that mindset of like, what if, right? But like, obviously, I have a ward here. So if you don't have this ward, so our bot lane dies. They want to push bot here. So same concept. If you're not playing Hecarim here, you only need to level 4. You'd gank bot here because they want to shove this wave and crash it, right?
Yeah.
And Rengar's still in his bot side as well. So you would just skip Krugs here and gank. But again, your Hecarim, you're 2 points Q. I'm assuming you might actually get a kill bot here, which you do.
Yeah, no, what I do is I see that she needs to shove, so I just ghost in and go for the kill. Because I know that she has no sums left.
Did you intentionally E the creep? Because I don't even think your E was going to run out here.
Oh, yeah, I was not paying attention to the E stacks, so I didn't know if it was going to run out, so I used it to gap close.
Yeah, I guess it's fine. Get the kill, it's huge. Here should instantly reset.
Okay.
You know Rengar's bot side, your ball lands to catch this wave, just instantly reset.
Okay.
Your mid got it killed. I wonder what you're going to do here. I'm going to go to Crab. Like, you see why this Crab is bad?
Yeah, because I have no vision on any of them.
I don't even know how Zyra's so slow out of base, I'm going to be honest. Look at Zyra. She's going to die here. Or so she reset. And she's literally, like, look how long she's in base here. She wasted like 10 seconds. So, what does this Crab even accomplish for you? Clearing this ward is fine, don't get me wrong, but like, losing early in Crabs doesn't really matter at all. Getting a kill bot is just, like, look at your gold. Compared to, you're up 450 gold, he's leeching mid XP and gold. Like, Crab is useless early game.
Okay.
Look at it from the perspective of, okay, both of you full clear top to bot, right? You have everything up, Rengar has everything up, no level 1 fights, right? You use your ghost, your health bar, your mana, whatever, to gank the Tristana, right? So now you're a bit lower HP, you don't have your ghost. Rengar, who full cleared, is going to be at this Crab with flash advantage. So he has a health bar advantage and a flash advantage. So look at it from that perspective. And then he also has a 1-up from his support. Even though his support died first, she has tempo advantage because she died earlier, right? So
yes,
tempo is something you'll learn once you play it more. Like in higher elos, you'll be able to identify tempo a lot more the more you play. But in general, like 1% tempo is very easy to identify. If someone dies first early game, then they'll be on the map first. But I mean, like it takes a lot longer to push out waves and crash them, or to crash them. So into the habit of like this Crab does nothing, right? This guy just, I don't even know why he took so much gold XP for his cat, but he gets both Crabs. Look at his XP. And then look at yours. You're literally ahead in XP and your entire top side is respawning. Because Crabs don't do anything. They're just golden like to heal off of early game only. Okay, here you have a different alternative, right?
Yeah.
Top laners fight. And looks like top lane is slow pushing. Here you could unironically just skip your Gromp and run top through lane. Because if I'm Rengar here, I'm ganking top. He hasn't ganked a single lane, he has flash up. He definitely wants to get a free kill. So going through river is also not bad because you have water walking, right? So
Yeah.
I'm eager to see how this plays out.
I think I do end up skipping Gromp and going top because I know Rengar's coming there.
That's very good.
I think Cat comes, so I'm not able to get.
I should be spamming your Q, by the way. You didn't spam Q there. So when you're running at people, always press Q. You'll see it here. Like here, press Q right now. I know you're like, people try to get like behind them in Q, but no, you can Q while like eating towards them. And a lot of people I coach on Hecarim don't do this. So obviously Hecarim isn't much of an auto attacker. Early game he is. You want to proc your phase rush, you don't want to press W, whatever. But most of your damage comes from your Q, and mostly in fights like mid late game, you're gonna be eating around like with ghosts and queuing and like in and out, and then eating finally back in. So I want to see how you utilize that mid late game, but make sure.
Yeah, late game I solo through the entire game.
Oh,
I'm
really?
not gonna lie. Yeah, no, late game there was one fight where if I would have saved my ult, I would have pentakilled, and then I didn't save my ult, and we ended up losing because of it.
We'll see. Um, I mean, I think you should be hitting cat here. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not really sure. You're 3 stacks of Q,
Hmm.
and you have red buff, and you're 1 creep off level 5 here. Look how close you are to level 5. What, you're 1 melee, I believe? With leech checks. Why aren't you on cat here? Look at the wave. The entire wave is hitting her. You have full stack Q. Your W's coming off CD. You smite one of these, you hit level 5. This guy can't walk in the fight. Your entire wave is helping you. It's level 4 cat. I know you see a cat and you're like, oh, she's gonna get an execute, reset, and kill our entire team, right? But she's level 4. She has an
Yeah.
amp tone. Like, what are you afraid of? Walk in, fight her.
Okay. Yeah,
And
no.
like, look at this. What? This is double kill. Look at the wave. Look how fat this wave is. Fight them in the wave. You have tier 2 boots. Insane on Hecarim. You can kite them easily.
Okay.
So,
I think at that point I was just trying to get the wave in for Mord at least, so his wave wouldn't be fucked.
I see that, but like, it's not legal what they're doing.
Okay.
So I mean, I guess it's gonna crash. But I mean, end of the day, it's fine. That's something you have to be able to identify in the future when you're really close to level ups, especially as a jungler, because sometimes you have to like smite a camp, or sorry, not smite a camp, smite a creep, or do a camp right before you gank, etc. Just be aware of your XP is the most important thing. Okay, we path top to bot, I assume again. At this point, you should, like, again, I can't see your camera management like you said earlier. You should have your camera pan towards mid and bot, right? Because you're away from top lane. His wave was pretty fucked, but you can't really help him at this point because you have to path towards bot and play towards dragon, whatever. Camera towards mid bot. Get information, see what's happening. Looks like bot's going to slow push into them. So if your bot lane's winning really hard, you'd be able to like dive here, but they're getting shit on. They're 0-4, so not very possible. Doing Raptors here is fine. Cat's pretty low, but again, not low enough to merit us getting off our level 6 here. We get level 6 off Crux, so this is very good to prioritize. And now if anything happens on the map, we're close to mid and bot, but a bit closer to bot, so. Level 6 or like what, 1k gold, 800 gold. Rengar shows top. You should know Rengar's bot side camps are up at this point. Because if you full clear top to bot and Rengar's here, it means these camps are up, right?
Yeah.
So it's up to you to determine, like, do I want to invade him, gank, or whatever, right? So, we're in the river. Zora gets caught. Should be a kill. They still have exhaust after your bot lane died. This one's crazy. Great.
Yeah, so here I didn't pan my camera again. I thought Brand was pinging the Rengar because he was low, and then they were not low.
I mean, look at their vision here. Like this, you're just walking to their jungle on vision. Though is one thing. That's what the enemy team sees. You just killed them, and then you're gonna walk on the pink ward. And while your team hits a pink ward, you just walk back in. Look at your health. Like
Yeah,
you are opting to walk into them here when they see you. So, I mean, this is, I assume we're gonna die.
Yeah. Dead right here. The last comment, there's not much I can do.
You could ult out in general, but I think at this point, you're already committed, and yeah, everyone does. Especially when against these, like, very, roam-heavy mid laners that just want to get, like, they just want to punish people for being bad, right? Like,
Yeah.
Katarina, Talon, Kiana, all these champs want to roam. They will leave waves to roam. Have that mentality, mindset of, Cat is always going to roam before my brand, no matter what. Even if she's 0-10, if she's 10-0, she'll always be there first.
Okay.
So get into that habit of, like, looking at mid lane, seeing where she is, seeing her wave state, because she come bot out of base. Katarina is literally just reset, run bot from base. They'll always do that. They're going to look for kills. This champ needs gold to succeed. And then she'll get gold and low elos very easily because of, you know, people being stupid and doing dumb shit. Also, what's your item here? Duskblade? Or
yeah, it's Duskblade.
okay. I think it had probably gone Eclipse this game. There are a lot of melees, but
Okay.
Duskblade's also good. You'll probably get a reset off Zara easily. Here you should just getting top, which we do. Stack our Q. Okay, this ghost is really awkward because if you're gonna commit to ghost, just ghost. You have you have lucidity boots. Your ghost CD is pretty low. You should literally just ghost instantly if you're gonna ghost at all, because you miss out on a lot of damage. Your passive gives you AD from your bonus MS, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just ghost instantly, get your extra AD. Just try to finish off this kill as fast as possible before again enemy Katarina roams top or whatever, right? Because she's been roaming all game. Yeah. So you need to think about the game from that point of view as well. The time limit, ticking time bomb. Here you should help push mid or top. I mean,
okay.
Your top's really low. The wave just crashed. We took so long and killed the guy. And again, their mid is off map. She could have been top from base, which she's not. And Rengar obviously is going to be on his red side the same time you're at your blue, because you both start at the same time, right, on your second buffs.
Yeah.
So Rengar is in this area. So you should definitely push top with him here. Okay. How much gold do you have? You have, okay. Hold mid, which is really good. Try and go spot.
Yeah, no, because I watched that one video you had with the one you published on YouTube with the graves, and about how holding or getting waves is much better than getting camps due to XP and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was very good. Obviously, it's harder for a champ like Hecarim, just walk mid, eat the wave. You're not Graves, you're not a ranged champ, you can just auto queue the wave. So you're a bit more susceptible to getting like poked and like hit down, but if you can identify these free waves, then that's always very good to go for. Then we secure our red, which is really good. First here, sour plants. I like that she went back to kill Rengar. That was probably the better play, to be honest.
I think I just get burst down here.
It's close. Their bottom mid are just a bit better, but I guess we kind of got baited a bit. Can't really do much about that. Obviously, you want to fight on your terms, right? Your terms are like having most of your gold spent. You have 2k gold in this fight, right? So I think after you kill Rengar, you just back off. You have way too much gold, and you're lacking a lot of damage. Either you go for Zyra when she's in river here before her team is here, or just, I mean, this is the safer, more consistent play.
Yeah, no, because I thought he was definitely going to kill my Samira if I hadn't kept going on him.
Makes sense. Get into the mines. Yeah. So think about it this way, right? You killed Rengar without ulting. That's actually huge because Rift Herald is up as well, right? So imagine how much stronger you are if you have 2k gold spent with your ult. Think about it that way, right? I can have an extra Dirk and an extra longsword with my ult, or I can just look for a play here. Like, do you have to go for this play? Think of it from that perspective. Do you have to kill the enemy support here, right?
No.
Whereas I can just have my ult up with 2,000 gold spent, and my next ult will be a guaranteed potential double kill, 1v2, whatever, right? So I know she's in river, you have water walking and everything, but she just barely missed out on the damage to kill her, which again, this is how you lose games. Especially when your entire team is this outclassed, right? So you can't make these mistakes. These are the kind of games you have to be able to eventually get better at winning. Like you won't always win these games, but you'll have a higher % chance of winning if you do the things I tell you to do. So
yeah, no, and I've always struggled with like macro as well.
Gotcha.
Macro is one of the hardest things for me.
Yeah, mid-late game macro is something you have to learn, but you should never leave base with 700 gold. Buy another longsword. You'll have Yumu's next reset. Similar to what I just told you. I mean, it just doesn't seem efficient to just do Krug's reset here, like, because you're still so. I know you have no ult, but like your ult CD is so low that you should just honestly spend your gold, look for a play here. Because like, look at their bot lane. Zyra just flashed. You can come here, drop a pink ward. You can go sweep it, whatever. And then next time Zyra shows up in lane, she's dead. Even though your bot lane 0-10, right? So. So on Hecarim, you want to definitely be playing for like the neutrals, and this game it's hard because your mid bot are getting destroyed and your top as well. So you need to have like defensive wards that will help you lead to ganks. So instead of using your neutral or your pink wards for neutrals, you'd use your pink ward for like a brush like this, or I don't know, a brush like this, and go through river, etc. So if you're winning or even, use your pink wards for Dragon Rift. If you're losing, then use them for your ganks.
Okay.
Fight the cat. So this is like another fight where you either just ghost or don't. Exact same concept.
Okay.
Right now it's like you're gonna miss out on a lot of damage. You can just like start queuing her with your without having to E, because your E's ramping up, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to E her instantly. Just like use your ghosts before you E her and just start queuing her and then you can auto queue her again.
Okay.
Because now your ghost is up and you didn't use it, and like this is the extra damage you need. Remember, like what your passive does, you get extra damage from using, or extra MS. So,
okay.
and here maybe an extra long sword could have helped you kill her for her shutdown, right? Like think about it from that perspective too. If this was a play that came up, like that's why we spend my gold when I leave base, because you never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You want to be as strong as possible, as early as possible. Because like Rengar honestly came back, his entire team was better than yours, and this is why he's still in the game, even though you like pretty much destroyed him the entire game. This is what happens in jungle when your teammates are outclassed. You have to play to your best, or you just can't carry.
Yeah, no. So I think the Katarina ends up being like 10-1 before I kill her.
Makes sense. You definitely have the angles to kill her though. This game, like here, here. So as long as you like incorporate the information I've given you and like utilize that for the future, I think it will definitely not come to this point in some games. Here you should push another wave. Catch push. Always catch push, yeah.
Yeah, no, after the last fight it was really close. I think I would have gotten one more Q off, but my team FF'd before I could try.
We'll see. Why'd you skip your blue here, by the way? Was it?
I did not know where Rengar was.
Wait, I think I just saw him.
Was he on there?
I'm pretty sure we saw him in the pink ward walking mid, or am I stupid? Maybe that was earlier. I mean, even if Rengar's there, like... No, you're right, he doesn't show. But like, what is Rengar gonna do? Does he beat you 1v1?
No. Not without items right now.
I mean, generally you should be playing for Dragon, but like with this bot lane being so behind, I think securing camps is fine, so you don't have to path bot very early here. But you do have tempo, but it's like, I don't know. Interesting bot lane. 800 gold. Do our Krugs. Tier is like 2/3 stacked. Team fights. Rengar flashes. Zyra R. So there's a lot here.
Yeah, I think this is where I get the shutdown on Cat. Or maybe it's just Rengar. I don't know.
Yeah, actually, Rengar for sure. Oh. Yeah, it's kind of hard for you to walk back in. Get rooted, you're dead. It's like that you stayed.
Yeah, then I got rooted.
You're actually still dead on.
Yeah, she was dead.
Yeah, this is just unfortunate mid-bot. And our bot lane died before our full clear too. Like, this shit happens all the time. It's fine though. It's
yeah, no, there was a yeah, no, so I eventually got, I think, like a triple kill at one of the fights for like a inhib or something, and that was the point which I could have carried the game, but I fucked up the last fight mechanically really badly.
Okay, we'll see then. You got the dragon. At this point, you should be looking mid top because the crab is up. Your Tar jungle's up too. One small thing I'd say, like, obviously the scuttle crab doesn't have a shield anymore, so obviously here, like, you can get this crab for free, right? But in some games you shouldn't use your Ian River. Like, let's say a level 4 fight is gonna happen, just like start Q stacking on the crab. If there's a fight, you can just like use your E afterwards to escape or fight. But right now, obviously, Eing to this crab is good because there's like no contest. They got dragon, right? It's just a thing to take into account, especially if your ult's down too, because you're a lot more volatile to dying or vulnerable. Yeah. Going Death Dance? Aren't you supposed to go Muramana?
Yeah, but this game I wanted to be able to survive and not get one shot by their whole team.
Alright, makes sense.
I was thinking more. I can get Miramon third, but if I'm dead before I can even do damage, then there's no point. I
This
think
fight
this is
looks
where I
good.
kill it.
Alright, this is the exact same concept. Like, you kill everyone here, but this is just not how you play Hecarim. So,
Hmm.
they're really low here, so this is a good fight, right? But the moment you see them, like, running away, it's probably a winning fight. So right here should be, like, queuing them and walking back and forth. You have your ghost, you have your E, pay attention to your devastating charge stacks. You want to
Hmm.
just queue, like, you would walk up here, queue, walk left, dodge a spell or something, and then go back and queue again. And then
Okay.
you can, like, auto queue, I mean, is what I'm, like, the second time. Because with your Q stacks, when you have 3 Q stacks, you do a lot more damage, and you don't
Hmm.
have to already commit one of your like important gap closers. Because now like you have to use your ult to catch Katarina, right?
Yeah.
It's like maybe sometimes you will lack damage, or someone will come here and like Tristana ults you away, and you don't have your E or whatever. So think about it from that perspective. It's how you play mid late game. Early game, it's fine to just use your EQ and like if you gap close someone to probably deal with Ghost, but in this situation, you don't have to ever E auto commit and just like yeah. Hecarim, most of this damage comes from his Qs mid late game. You don't really have to ever all in that fast. You have so much MS. But we have 3k gold. Their whole team is top. We should get mid tower here and reset. Checking for jungle here is like not very allowed because like you're on a timer right now. They have the rift out, so I just reset no matter what. You have so much gold to spend. These camps don't do much.
They die here.
Oh, you do?
I don't know. I don't think they do.
Oh.
I'm trying to
I
think.
said you die here. Yeah, there's no way you die here too. You have death dance or 2 fed. Okay, we catch. So again, same concept. Catch, push. Oh, you actually do. I guess maybe you're chasing them, but it kind of like goes into the same format of catching and pushing. Always fight on your terms, which is A. Always try to fight on your terms. So most gold spent. So look at this from this perspective. You have 9k gold. Rengar has 7.2k. You have basically 8.6k gold spent. He has 6k gold spent. So this is a good time to fight on your terms, right? Because you know he's been on the
Hmm.
map. You just reset from this fight mid lane or this mid
Yeah.
tower. So this is a good time to look for a fight. Another way, sometimes people won't fight you. Another way you can do that is just by, choking them out. So pushing in waves. So it's a lot harder again on Hecarim to get mid prio because you can't just walk mid as a melee and just like queue the wave to have range and stuff like that. This is more like for champs like Graves, and just walk up and auto queue. So like if a dragon's coming in like 10-15 seconds, you go mid and auto queue it because enemy jungler probably won't do that. But Hecarim is one of the best side lane junglers because they're so hard to catch and you can stack your Q very easily and most of your damage comes through your Q, right? So you can just stack on the wave and just be very strong. And you're also very, mobile like, to get away. So it's good that we start pushing. And now you want to probably play for this top tower if nothing's happening. So you push again. Unless you think there's an
Push
angle to
again.
fight mid, but
Okay.
they fight mid, so this is good. I'm just saying like if nothing happened mid lane. Oh, you definitely need to kill Zyra, huh? Why'd you kill Zyra here?
I was not thinking. I don't know. To be honest, I just wasn't thinking
I guess
straight.
I'd have to see your counter management, but this is like literally just an E Q dead. You like don't even auto
Okay.
her. You'd probably just E smite Q her, and then you'd have
Okay.
your E to like run away. You have to get into the habit
Hmm.
of utilizing your E to the maximum potential. Because if you just E on top of her and your ult is down for 8 seconds, you're probably just dead. If their
Hmm.
team is here, which
Okay.
again they're a bit further, but I'm gonna try to find like a clip I can show you of like using your E properly. Maybe one of my
Okay.
games or like Doinel's games. But 600 gold. I think did you eat into your jungle here? I guess you see the Rengar, yeah. So like here, this is different, right? Like this is like a fight where you're like, your E's about to wear off and you want to gap close and do some free damage. So this is like a different concept. I mean like when you're like trying to like wiggle around like during a fight and just like spam your Q and stuff. So I'm just trying to show you. But this E is fine.
Okay.
Just the gap closing gets some red buff damage on him. We see Darius bot. Zyra's pretty low. Leona's in base. So here I'd be just farming my top side. Unless it's a fight you want to go for clearly. Like, just farm your top side. No reason for you to be leeching mid, and your teammates get weaker and you get weaker too because you're not farming your camps. Because you're like one camp off level 12. So, or 2 camps, I guess. 1 for 1, that's good. You play for top tower now. So, unless you see an angle to look for a fight again, you just play for top here. But again, if this guy's overextended, then you can look for something mid, which I assume is what you do. But then there's nothing.
Yeah, no, there was nothing. You just jumped out.
So imagine it, instead of coming here, you just go top. Push cannon wave, push the next wave. How low is the top tower? Top tower is kind of full, so you can't really play for this. You probably play for... Actually, every tower is kind of full, so... Just pushing and catching waves is pretty good.
Okay.
Let's see this fight. You stack your Q. Zara misses or wastes her E. I forgot to talk about your W usage. So W usage on Hecarim, only use in winning fights early game to proc phase rush. Cause like your W heals you and gives you armor and MR, right? So you don't have to use it early unless you're trying to proc phase rush faster. Because if you EQ someone, you have to auto or smite them, right? In early game, you don't have that courtesy. So you have to like use your W, but that's only like at winning fights. But a lot of this time, like in these mid game fights where like you need to, you know, start losing HP or like not, you have to proc phase rush that fast. You still just W on full HP and like waste your W.
Okay.
So like right here, you just W'd, you still have your shield, you're still full HP. You could have just smited her for phase rush and like repositioned, right? You don't have to instantly use your 9-second cooldown. Okay. So like now her W's down, even though she has Grievous Wounds and Ignite, whatever. Like now you're a lot squishier than you should be.
Yeah, I think here I just try not to die.
You still live, which is great. And that honestly should probably make the game a lot easier. You're up 2k gold. I'm not sure where you're going, but like just press back, you know where anyone is. If you want to push bot, you just reset, run bot from base. It's pushing into you, right? Cannon full HP, cannon low. Unless you're really close to an item, I guess you want Muramana. I think it's like pretty close.
I think I had it after this wave, maybe.
Always make sure to push the wave before the camp if it's because you just lost cannon. Like think about it from a laner's perspective. They push their lane. They walk in your jungle, they ward, they take your camps, and they go back to pushing lanes. So same concept. Yeah, I think you should have Muramana here. Or actually you don't. You're like 200 gold off, so you should have catched the bot wave here. Because this is a pretty big deal. You don't have Muramana right now, and Dragon's coming up, or Dragon is up actually. And this is like a third item. It's like probably your biggest spike item on Hecarim, I believe.
Yeah, so, no, I think I was just saying don't fight last one because I don't have 3 items yet.
But like notice how you would have had 3 items if you just push bot here right before Dragon. Like it's risky, don't get me wrong. Like they could be in this area, they could maybe not be on Rift, but you have to just push. And or you could have just caught the wave before doing Krugs, basically like this. Right, so
yeah,
really huge to not have Muramana here. Okay, trying to get mid prio, which is, I mean, I don't know how Darius is allowed to do this, but I guess we don't see his team. We see Dragon getting pulled. And honestly, it is third Dragon. Like you don't have to even fight this because you even said you need your third item, which you didn't fight, which is good. That's good. Talk to your team. I can't see what you're typing and stuff, so I can only assume.
I think I was pinging Lily on that back.
Yeah, that's perfect. That's what you're supposed to do, because this fight would have been 100% lost. They have river control, they have wars, you guys have literally nothing. So and then now it's like, oh, we are forced to fight. You don't have your item. Samira's one shot, get flashed on.
And on Darius passive, so I just ulted out.
I'm just trying to see, like, if you had Muramana here, I feel like you could be able to one-shot your Tristana maybe. I mean, it's just 40 stacks, but maybe. It's close. You probably died of Darius, but yeah, so I think this is fine. It's just there's just no reason to fight here because again, you want to reset and buy your Mermani at 4 kills worth of gold, 4.5. So the goal is to just look to reset, not even go in there after you farm your Mermana. So I have Mermana now, 11k gold spent. You caught the mid wave. What's the next thing you do? You push the next one, right? Unless you want to go side lane, which is better for your champion and low elo, obviously.
Yeah, no, so I know they're probably on Baron and that I have no chance of getting it.
Yeah, makes sense. Just cut the bleeding, get as much gold as you can. You can honestly even go for bot tower here. Couple autos maybe, but you can't get it, probably. Going Maw is good. Definitely Maw this game. Zyra Cat have a lot of gold. The right there you could press your Q on him. Like, similar concept. You just E and then Q and then like walk back and forth. And this determines if you're going to go in or not go in. You could have also E'd you, but I guess you want to dodge the Q. I don't know. It's like it's just the concept of like utilizing your E to the maximum potential, not like breaking it early. Okay, they siege mid. Mord is kind of weak. 2 items.
I think this is where I get.
Oh no, no! Tristana's dead. Look at her. So there's a fight here, and the fight is split. There's a fight here with your Mordekaiser, Samira against 3 people. Zyra, Cat, Darius. So you know only Rengar can be in this area near Tristana, right? Where's Rengar? He's even here. We don't even see him till like right now. Wait, it didn't show. I guess he's ulted. I guess he ulted. Yeah, he ulted.
Yeah.
So even if Rengar's here, can you die to Rengar? You have Death Dance. You have you prioritize the armor component of your build first over like Maw because you know they're triple AD instead of triple AP. So Death Dance makes you a lot stronger against both their physical damage, right? Tristana, Rengar, if they were even to be here, right? The Rengar. So right here, you just pull the trigger, you ghost, and you just kill this. He ulted Leona. How's this guy not dead on my screen? How's he not dead on my screen? Like, you see this?
Yeah.
So. So a lot of times you'll see me like dash into 3 people as Grizz 1v3. And that's only because I have the right items that I've built corresponding to the people I'm trying to fight. Similar concept here. If you see fights where you see like Rengar, Tristana isolated, you want to focus them because you have an early Death Dance and you just, you know, diminish most of their damage and you can just sustain a lot more. And like, this is how you come back from like a 1v2 situation. But here you just go back to mid-wave, which I don't know why, because Tristana was 100% dead and she's worth throwing the shut down as well. So, definitely not the best. And now you choose to fight Darius, who kind of shits on you 1v1, even though he doesn't have like any armor. I'm pretty sure he can beat you 1v1. So, just need to pull the trigger a bit faster and be ready, especially when you have your Q stacked on the mid wave a bit. Stacking your Q is really important before a fight. And you had a couple, I think you had 1 stack.
I think I do end up pulling the trigger right here.
Same concept, we use our E way too early. That's huge. Got 2 kills. Honestly?
She just kills me here.
Yeah. She should die though.
Yeah, she gets killed this Samira. I think they end up killing Darius here. Yeah, they kill. See, that's not a vault.
I mean, your entire team is so behind. You have double your top gold, you're up 4k on your mid ADC. I think you should have spent 450 gold here on Grievous Wounds and Executioners. They have so much healing on their team.
Okay.
Healing,
No,
healing.
Yeah, no, I was not thinking about that.
I mean, it'll be harder to finish your Maw, obviously, because it's going to be 1600. But at this point, like, next dragon wins game, right? Like, whoever gets this dragon.
This is where I griefed. The Tristana was in our jungle, I think, and then I ended up solo ulting for her, and You'll see that
Okay.
if I have had ult, I probably would have killed all of them because I was 1 Q from killing their entire team at
Interesting.
this fight. At least I think so.
I mean, that looks fine, honestly. I don't think you
Hmm.
got to ult, you're right, because she is kind of overcommitted, and you're using your E. I mean, you would have to walk past Rengar. He can double root you in theory. So this comes down to Rengar. If Rengar double roots you, yeah, like you shouldn't ult here. Or sorry, you shouldn't chase them without ulting. I don't think this ult is even that bad. I guess he got stunned, so Rengar played too scared. Rengar could have just rooted you if he ran in. So I don't think the ult's that bad, but maybe it's we'll see. Same concept, we use our E way too early. Holy shit, your damage is so high. Oh, you're playing way too far up. Alright.
I think if I might have gotten the Rengar reset of Death Stance, then I might have been able to kill all of them.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I think you're playing way too safe. So again,
It's
wasting your
safe.
W, this is a
Hmm.
big thing. 35 armor and MR, and then you heal from your teammates' damage and your damage. Okay, so far your W's down for 5 seconds.
Hmm.
Rengar's gonna jump, like, look how far you're from your team. I just want to start Dragon, but like, the moment you see them here, jumping in, turn. Turn. You do turn, but you don't walk up. Walk up. Zyra's mid. It's 5v3, Tristana's dead. I know you don't want to stack against Katarina, but like at this point, like you just have to fight or you lose the game. Every
Okay.
bit of damage you can get extra helps. Look where you are.
Okay.
You're walking
Yeah.
away. You're shielded up with your green smite. You have green smite as well. Like you just have to go in and start stacking your Q here. Or sorry, your Q is
Hmm.
double stacked already actually. So we go in, we waste our E again, which is again another massive thing you'll never do again. Hopefully after this session.
Open never again.
And then we got a kill. And here, same concept. Run towards cat. Great, we do. Where are you going? What are we afraid of here? You know what I mean? Like, our Morg won't perform. He won't hit the E. You have to play as if you're gonna like do everything yourself. You missed an auto or sorry a Q worth of damage and then maintain your stacks when she came out of Zanya's, right? And then you go in now. And then, unfortunately, I think if you killed Cat here or got an extra Q on her, you would have killed everyone. But you didn't cap her Zanya's. So, I mean, obviously this game is an uphill battle. Your entire team was outclassed, but you have to play like every single situation the best of your ability if you want to, have a better chance of winning and stuff. So, just like you. But let me try to find a video of me playing Hecarim.
Yeah, no, and then I've been having a ton of hardware issues recently though, so I have to get that replaced before I can play again.
Gotcha. So I mean, this was a pretty short game, so I can still show you some stuff. So I full clear every game on Hecarim as per usual. Let's see what I do after this. I use my E here. This is something you shouldn't do, but like I know Echo didn't full clear fast enough. So I'm just going to his blue. They had a ward. They see me. I maintain my Q stacks. Like, see, did you see what I just did there?
Yeah, you use your E to get a little movement boost.
Exactly. I use my E. I closed the gap on Rel knowing she's going to be here. But I didn't commit. I held my E. My E auto, right? So I'm still in E. I still use my Q to reposition. And then I go trade off to this fight. And there's a blast cone. So that's why holding my E there was so crucial. So this is like how you should play fights in general. Then obviously early game auto attacks you a lot more damage, so I'm auto attacking here. Then again, I'm using my Q, hold my E, and now I want to gap close on this guy. See? How you use your E?
Yes.
Let me go a bit further on through game. I was getting hard focus this game by their team, but I need this fight. I see the wave, I Q, stack my Q ASAP. They commit. I'm still in my E here. This fight, not really. I mean, they were just all on me all game. It's not the best game to show it, but I guess you get the idea. You can do it early game as well, not just like, you know, mid-late game. But in general, you're just gonna like run around with your E and start queuing and like commit when you have to.
And then tomorrow is the Hydra nerfs, right?
Yeah, I'm.
Would you recommend building it on Hecarim anymore or no?
Good question. I'm gonna go ahead and say no, but
Okay.
I'll have to try it. I'm gonna stream, so I'll let you know how it feels.
Okay, for sure.
But yeah, get into that habit. Like these Hecarim isn't hard to play mechanically, but using your W properly and like the way you should wiggle with your E. Like I know I've said it numerous times, but it's just the most important thing on Hecarim. Those two major things: W usage, E usage. So, do you have any other questions or things you want to ask?
Not really. Thanks a lot. I've tried coaching before, and I think I learned more in one session than I did in 10. So
Jesus, who did you buy coaching from?
it was this one Masters player from like Pro Guides or whatever. I was fucking noob. I just started playing League. I was dog shit iron. I wanted to get better as quick as I can because I'm a competitive person. My friends are giving me a ton of shit, and so I wanted to try and get better, like beat them out.
Well,
It was
that's
this
good.
It was this like Masters ADC player that played every role of Diamond, but yeah, and I think I learned way more from you than I did ever from them.
I'm glad because most of the stuff from this session is like extremely like intermediate or basic. So there's obviously like other things I haven't gone over that we can in the future. But for now, like these are the main things you should work on. Like again, hacker mechanics aren't very difficult to like utilize, but like the W and E usage are the two most important things. Hecarim is a spellcaster, he's on auto attacker. And utilizing your three most like your basic abilities are just so valuable, especially mid late game. So if your ult's down, but yeah.
Yeah, and then if you wait, I just have one more question. So for Dustblade, between Dustblade and Eclipse, when do you go which item?
If they're like a tank team that's gonna like build armor, you need Eclipse. If they're a squishy team that won't build armor, you go Duskblade. It just comes down to like how hard is it for you to get a reset. That game they had Tristana, Rengar, Darius, Katarina, Zyra. Zyra is an easy reset. Tristana had Exhaust and she built like Death Dance, which is a bit harder, but it's fine. And Katarina is probably her second easiest reset. Pre-Zanya's, when she has Zanya, she's your hardest. And then Darius is never killed when the Rengar should be very easy for her to kill, but he'll never primary engage. So in general, that game I think Duskblade was fine, but I think I would have liked Eclipse better for like the head-to-head dueling, like when Katarina and like Rengar jump on you, like that last fight. Remember when you like run Q away? The extra shield and extra Omni Vamp could have probably saved you, but in general, like again, we can't really know that.
Okay.
Like both items have different,
Okay. Yeah.
pros and cons.
For sure. All right. Yeah, but that's all I have.
All right.
Thank you.
Likewise, thank you for your
session.
time, man.
Appreciate it. Yeah, no problem.
We'll keep in touch. Let me know if you have any questions in the future, and yeah, we'll keep talking. Okay.
All right. Yeah, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you, man. Take care. Later.
Yep. You too. Bye.
Bye.